desert dust bowl song.
Well, I don't know why this thing won't drive, and I can't find very much information on this hydrostatic unit. This knob here is like basically disengages. If you turn it counterclockwise, it is completely seized. This linkage is seized. It should kind of pop up to lock it into neutral, and you actually have to push it down to go forward or reverse. But 4 bolts later, and this whole assembly comes off. So now, unlike most of the parts, which if they've come off, they've gone back on in nicer condition, that one is that needs a lot of work. So I'm not going to go there with that. But some other bits are going to get a bit more paint. None of that really matters for anything if it doesn't drive. Well, I'm not entirely sure if I've got enough fluid out of here. There's only really one way to find out. Wow. It's nice and clean in here so far. Well, I'm going to drain out this filter and see if anything shows up. All right, well, that's inside the reservoir, and I don't see any nasty metal filing type stuff, just the usual expected kind of dirt. So this is hopefully not a grindy, meddling, filing type of failure. It's hopefully something a little simpler, maybe a bad valve spring somewhere. So fingers crossed. There's a Jacobsen Facebook group that's given me some thoughts on what could be wrong with this thing, and there's a few other clues that kind of point me in that direction as well. Basically, there's a coupling between the hydraulic motor and the actual axle, and somebody suggested that maybe the splines had worn out on that, and it's one of the few parts I can still actually order through Sears as a Craftsman part. And on my parts manual that I was able to find, that part is the only one that's been hand circled in pen somewhere in the past. So maybe was kind of a known weak spot. So I need to get this axle actually out of the tractor, or at least partly out, sort of moved back, so I can get the motor off and see what kind of state that that coupling is in. And hopefully it's not that expensive, and hopefully that's the problem, and then can start throwing this thing back together. So the plan for tonight is to get that axle moved out of the way and get that motor off. I think 1, 2, 3 bolts, and this is off. All right, this might be, yeah, I think so. Moment of truth. Oh. Sit there, something like that. There's our coupling. Feels good there. Kind of feels okay there, I think. Got that stuck now, but it's not a ton left on it. It's a bit disappointing, but well, we'll keep investigating. I might order one of those anyway. I'm still kind of leaning towards this coupling, and here's why. This is the side that went to the diff, and this is the side on the transmission. And I don't know if you can tell just from looking, but it seems like a lot more teeth on this side than on this side. Seems like if you look down the barrel here, and we'll try and get you a good shot, you can kind of see the line there, and it's like it's almost tapered here, and it's hard to tell when I fit it to the diff. I mean, I can't put that kind of power to it to see if it slips, but I have a feeling that if I compare on this end, which is the same, yeah, I don't know. That feels tighter than this way. Oh yeah, like it's a big difference, but is it? I'm a little torn now. This definitely has kind of a, on here, a tight side and a loose side. And funny enough, the loose side is the side that to my eye maybe looks a little better, but on the diff side they're both loose. It doesn't look like there's a lot of meat there on the input shaft to the diff. So interesting. All right, well, I will keep you posted on how that's going. Cheers. Welcome back to the ongoing saga of old Jake. So you may recall that we put a new gasket in here and a new seat and needle, and it was a real difficult job to do, and it still leaks fuel like crazy when the engine is shut off. So I went ahead and I ordered a new carburetor. This one's Auto brand, I guess, off of Amazon. It's pretty inexpensive. I specifically ordered one that showed the choke being on this side, like this one, and it's just like all the other ones. So I am actually going to switch the shaft over if I can. I think I can. Maybe even the choke plate. And then we'll go ahead and install it. I might just get as far as switching this over. I'm not feeling super motivated tonight, but that's what we're gonna do. Also, this was pretty bent when it arrived, but you know, straightened that out. So hopefully it should all work out. It does come with a new little throttle ball joint end and a fuel inlet. So overall, not a bad kit. No gaskets, but of course I made the new ones. So yeah, just gonna go ahead and put it together and take it from there. Oh, that was too much work. But it's work that's done now, so good. So there's our new carb installed, finally. I had to rework the throttle linkage because the little ball that they provided in no way secured the linkage that they provided. It just completely fell off. The clip was no good. It was just a mess. So I've reworked the arm to use the original linkage, and it looks like we're good. There's one other thing that I've really been looking forward to doing for quite some time. Bam! Oh, that looks good on there. Understand this, not at all. Nice. Put our coil back in.